Hi, in today's lesson I'm going to talk about basic stick grip and the way to position yourself while seated behind the drums and how to get a nice, good, controlled motion with your drumsticks. Now this is basic grip. There are more advanced techniques out there like the Moeller method and other ways to basically strike the drum with the sticks. But for today what I'm going to do is just go through basic stick control. And this can get a drummer usually through a good 90-95% of the gigs that they want to do. So the first thing I see most of my beginning students do is when they pick up the sticks and they start playing the drums, they hold the sticks way too tight. And one of the things that I've learned is that really there's two things that go into a stick stroke. It's the effort you put into it, but there's also the energy that the drum or the cymbals give back to you, and that's a very, very important thing to remember. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play an improvised solo here on the snare drum. It has a pad here to control the sound in the room, and I'm just going to make it up on the spot, and I'm going to go through a few things I did and show you how I did them. Okay, so here you go. Okay, so that was completely improvised, and some of the things I want to do is I want to focus on my stick action. Okay, now one of the things you might notice if you go back and you look at what I just did is there's not a lot of wasted motion in my arms, and most of my power is coming from my wrists. And while some of the things I did there looked like it was going really, really fast, the main reason I'm able to do that is because my grip is loose where it needs to be and firm where it also needs to be. Okay, so we're going to look at this. So for example, if I slow down some of the things I did, for example, this pattern, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to focus right here on my hand. And I'm just going to do an example of a downstroke. Okay, so now what happened there? My hand is loose enough here around my fingers, and it has a firm enough grip here in what we call the fulcrum point. So when I hit the stick, what's going to happen? Look at that. It's going to come right up off of the drum head. My cat Charlie seems to agree with that. Okay? So I'm going to strike the drum, and what's it going to do? The head here is going to give the stick back to me because I'm loose enough. Now, sometimes to learn the proper way to do something is to look at the wrong way to do it. Okay? So let's say I try to do the same thing and I have my hand tightly clasped around the drumstick, just like that. Let's try. Okay, so as you can see, the stick is not coming up off the head at all, or it's coming up just a little bit. Okay, so the key to playing fluidly and also with a relaxed motion, be able to play fast, if you will, is to have a little bit of a looser grip here around the fingers and have a nice control around the fulcrum. So essentially what the drum head will do is it will give the stick back to you every time. Okay, so you don't have to work so hard. So here we go. Let's try that now. Let's look at the right way. A little loose around here. Let's try. Look at that. Now what the drum head did was it gave my stick back to me, so now I'm in position to hit again and again and again, again, just like that. Again, let's look at if I did the wrong way. If I gripped it too hard. There's an immense amount of tension in my wrist. Okay, so if we do the proper way, as you can see, the stick's bouncing back into my hand, preparing for the next stroke. I put my other hand, doing the same exact thing. Now I put both hands together. Not much tension. Okay, so again, if we look at just doing some patterns just over and over again, what you'll notice is most of my power is coming from my wrist, but again, looking here, there's some space. That's something else we should look at. You should leave some space right there, not too clenched, and loose right here. Okay, so let's just play some patterns. Okay, so the whole time, very consistent right there. Okay, a little bit of space, not too clenched up, and it lets you play as fast or as slow as you want to, but within control. I've had a pretty long playing career, about 35 years. I haven't had too many injuries during that whole time, and I attribute that largely to having a little bit more of a relaxed playing style. A lot of people think that if you want to get a high volume out of your drums, you have to hit really hard. And if you're too tight and you do that, you can hurt yourself. So with a lot of the modern miking techniques we have today and really great quality drums, you can still get a really big dynamic range out of your drums by not hitting too hard and staying relaxed and not clenching. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you're a beginning drummer, or again, if you're more of an advanced player and you want to work on your stick technique, please hit me up and we can get started right away. Thanks a lot.